Paris, the city of lights, the city of love, a place where dreams are woven into the very fabric of its streets and where every corner tells a story of romance and enchantment. Its grand boulevards and elegant architecture whisper tales of romance and sophistication. The intricate details of Haussmannian buildings stand as a testament to the city's rich cultural heritage and artistic legacy. Tourists flock to its iconic landmarks, captivated by its charm and grandeur. The Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and Notre Dame are more than just attractions. They are symbols of a city that has inspired countless artists, writers, and dreamers. But beneath this glittering facade lies a history etched with hardship and resilience. The monuments and landmarks, while beautiful, also serve as silent witnesses to the city's tumultuous past. Journey back in time and you'll find a Paris starkly different from the one we know today. A city that has evolved through centuries of change, conflict, and transformation. The Paris of the Middle Ages was a far cry from the romantic ideal. It was a place where the grandeur of the present was but a distant dream. It was a city consumed by hardship, where survival was a daily struggle. The streets were filled with the sounds of merchants haggling, children playing, and the constant hum of daily life. Forget the charming cafes and chic boutiques. The medieval Paris was a stark contrast to the vibrant, bustling city we see today. Imagine instead a city shrouded in darkness, its streets reeking of sewage and decay. Narrow alleys and poorly lit pathways were the norm, creating an atmosphere of gloom and despair. This was a Paris where hunger was a constant companion and disease lurked around every corner. The Black Plague, wars, and famine left indelible marks on the city's history, shaping the resilient spirit of its people. Today, Paris stands as a testament to human resilience and the enduring power of hope. From its dark past, it has emerged as a beacon of light, love, and endless possibilities. As the sun sets over the Seine, casting a golden glow over the city, one can't help but marvel at the journey Paris has undertaken. A city of two tales, forever intertwined in a dance of light and shadow. Sanitation, as we understand it, was a foreign concept in medieval Paris. The narrow, winding streets were choked with mud, refuse, and excrement. There were no proper sewers, and chamber pots were often emptied directly into the streets. The stench was unbearable. The Seine, the lifeblood of the city, was also its sewer. Waste flowed freely into the river, polluting the water supply and spreading disease. Cholera, typhoid, and dysentery were rampant. Life expectancy was tragically short. Life in medieval Paris was a constant battle against the elements and the ever-present threat of famine. Harvests were unpredictable and food storage was rudimentary. When crops failed, the consequences were devastating. The year 1709 saw one of the worst famines in French history. A brutal winter known as the Great Frost gripped the country. Temperatures plummeted, crops withered, and livestock perished. The Seine froze over, halting trade and transportation. The winter of 1709 was one of unparalleled severity. Across France, temperatures plummeted to record lows. Rivers and harbors froze solid, paralyzing transportation and trade. The ground, locked in ice, became impenetrable to farmers. The intense cold penetrated even the thickest walls, bringing suffering into every home. People burned furniture and possessions for warmth, but it provided little relief. Death, from hypothermia and starvation, became a daily occurrence. Section 5. The price of bread. As food supplies dwindled, prices skyrocketed. Bread, the staple of the medieval diet, became a luxury few could afford. Riots erupted in the streets as desperate citizens demanded bread. The government, ill-equipped to deal with the crisis, was overwhelmed. Charity offered some relief, but it was a mere drop in the ocean of need. By the time spring finally arrived, Paris had lost an estimated 60,000 souls to the famine's grip. Section 6. The Siege of 1870. The 19th century brought little respite from the specter of famine. During the Franco-Prussian War of 1870 to 1871, the Prussian army besieged Paris. The city was cut off from the outside world, its food supplies dwindling rapidly. As the siege dragged on, Parisians were reduced to desperate measures. Horses, cats, dogs, and even rats became sources of sustenance. The wealthy could still afford to purchase what meager supplies remained, but for the poor, hunger was a constant tormentor. Section 7. Desperate measures. The Parisians, facing starvation, consumed anything remotely edible. Butchers slaughtered the city's working animals, horses, donkeys, and mules, and sold the meat at exorbitant prices. When even these sources ran dry, Parisians turned to their beloved pets. Cats and dogs vanished from the streets, their meat sold under the guise of rabbit or mutton. Even the animals in the Jardin des Plantes, Paris's zoo, were not spared. Section 8. Eyewitness to starvation. The horrors of the 1870 siege were documented by those who lived through it. Louis Pasteur, the renowned scientist, wrote of the terrible suffering he witnessed. American Dr. Robert Laurie, trapped in Paris during the siege, described the city as one vast graveyard. Laurie's diary entries are particularly chilling. He described seeing starving people collapse in the streets, their bodies ravaged by hunger. He wrote of the ghastly sight of butcher shops displaying the carcasses of dogs and cats, their meat sold as food. Section 9. Echoes of the past. The famines that ravaged Paris in 1709 and 1870 were catastrophic events that left an indelible mark on the city's history. These periods of extreme scarcity serve as stark reminders of the fragility of human existence, highlighting how vulnerable societies can be to the whims of nature and the failures of governance. They are echoes of a time when hunger was a constant threat, a shadow that loomed over the daily lives of the people. The struggle for survival was relentless, and the fear of starvation was ever present. This era serves as a reminder that even in the heart of civilization, survival is never guaranteed. Though centuries have passed, the stories of these famines resonate with a chilling familiarity, as if the past is whispering its warnings to the present. The tales of suffering and resilience from these times are not just historical footnotes. They are powerful narratives that continue to echo through the ages. They remind us of the human capacity for endurance and the relentless pursuit of hope, even in the darkest of times. These historical famines also serve as a stark reminder that the specter of hunger still haunts our world today. Despite advancements in technology and agriculture, the issue of food insecurity remains a pressing global challenge. The inequalities and injustices that plagued the past continue to manifest in modern society, reminding us that the fight against hunger and poverty is far from over. It is a call to action, urging us to address these persistent issues with compassion and urgency. Section 10. The enduring spirit of humanity. Yet amidst the suffering and despair, there were also stories of remarkable resilience and compassion. Neighbors shared what little food they had. Charities worked tirelessly to provide relief. The human spirit, even in the face of unimaginable hardship, refused to be extinguished. The people of Paris endured unimaginable hardships, but they also demonstrated extraordinary strength and compassion. They emerged from these dark chapters in their history scarred yet unbroken, a testament to the enduring human spirit. Section 11. A timeless warning. This section, often overlooked, holds profound insights that transcend time and place. It speaks to the very essence of human resilience and the cyclical nature of history. The story of Paris's dark ages is not merely a historical curiosity. It is a vivid tapestry woven with threads of struggle, survival, and transformation. The bustling streets and markets of medieval Paris, once vibrant with life, were also scenes of profound hardship. It is a timeless warning, a reminder of the vulnerability of societies to natural disasters, political turmoil, and the consequences of human actions. Floods, fires, and famines were not just events, they were catalysts for change, forcing communities to adapt or perish. As we face new challenges in the 21st century, from climate change to global pandemics, these historical echoes serve as a stark reminder of what we stand to lose. The polluted skies and flooded streets of our modern cities mirror the crises of the past, urging us to heed the lessons learned. Let the lessons of the past guide us towards a future where food security, social justice, and environmental sustainability are not aspirations but realities for all. Community gardens symbolize our efforts to reclaim food sovereignty, while social justice protests highlight the ongoing fight for equality. Renewable energy sources like wind farms represent our commitment to a sustainable future. For only then can we truly say that we have learned from the mistakes of our predecessors and ensured a brighter future for generations to come. Imagine a world where children of all backgrounds play together in harmony, where city skylines are not just symbols of progress, but of sustainable living, and where generations come together to celebrate a shared vision of hope and prosperity.